in, and 6 or 8 continue to overtake.
Welcome to Special Stage and welcome back to Cadwell Park for the second time this year for the 2016 Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. With just one round to go after this one, we have a championship fight on our hands. Ashley Field, James Sharrock, the favourites here this weekend, but a non-finish from either of those could see other names thrown into the mix. Steve Quigley, Mike Taylor among those. We have 8 stages to go here in Lincolnshire today. The weather conditions are ideal for a push right through the field. Join us now for all the action on the tarmac. David Tin leads the way after an absence from the championship over the last few rounds. Championship favourite Ashley Field second, with his main contender James Sharrock down in 8th. On to the first couple of stages then, and it will be the early lead for Ashley Field and Janice Moore. This was Darian Weather, and they were not going to let that advantage slip away if they could help it.
Round to the right. 3 left. Right. Left. Right. Square left. Square left. Square right. Hairpin left. Square right. Square left. Brake side. Left, right. Watch for the oil. Right.
Ashley, you're doing what you need to do right now.
Yeah, it's okay. We just, unfortunately, we just sort of caught some people through the sort of tight bit there, so lost a little bit. Hopefully it won't make too much difference. So yeah, it's a lovely day. We can't complain at all.
It's a title drive. David and Alice Tin come to their local event looking for the victory as always, but the conditions were always going to play into the hands of the big power 2-wheel drive cars. They were doing all they could and lying in second place for now. Good start for you.
Yeah, we got a good start, no problems, everything's good. Just a Darien territory today. It's drawing, lots of chicanes. They've ruined a good event really, too many chicanes compared with last year, but all in the aid of slowing everything down.
Andy Fennick and Chris Lawrence bring a different car out this weekend, similar in looks to Tin, but still running in the homologated S2000 setup. Tyres were starting to look like an issue for the pair, but for now it will be third. Andrew, last time out, this was the car to have at Cadwell.
Yeah, but that was a Millington. This is just a little 2-litre. He's got another 80 horsepower than me. So, this is still a homologated S2000, not a Millington.
You happy enough though?
Oh, awesome. The problem is I've left all my hard tyres at home thinking I wouldn't need them. And I can feel the tyres. I've wrecked the second set of tyres, so I'm going to end up with no tyres. And we think the first stage time they're getting wrong as well, you know. So we're trying to sort that out.
There will be a few gremlins to iron out for Graham Bell and Russ Radford, as well as just getting used to the car. But with 3 Protons in the top of the results already, this was looking like the car to have if a Darien wasn't your thing. How are things out there?
Out there, the circuit's good. Just got a few gremlins with the car we need to iron out.
Right.
So, and get used to the car as well.
Out there's fine, in here needs some work.
Yes, yeah.
Peter Stevenson and Patrick Walsh bring the Subaru out this weekend for its first outing in 2 years. Things were going well for the pair as they lie in 5th position. Peter, we love to see this car out. How's it going?
Yeah, it's lovely to get in the car again. It's going well. Yeah, just getting the feel of it again. 2 years since I've had it out, but it's a lovely car. Enjoying it.
James Sharrock and Stuart Folds, meanwhile, would be aware that the championship was Field's to lose. But that didn't mean it was over by any stretch. Far from it, in fact. They start the day with 6th, ready for a fight. Sadly, a return of the misfire wasn't going to help the early times. You're one of the favourites for the championship, James. This is a title drive for you.
Yeah, I think it's more Ashley's to lose than mine to win. But yeah, it's a fairly decent morning. Tyre's a bit wrong this morning. The misfire's back. wouldn't be a rally without the misfire.
It wouldn't. Good luck with the next few. Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings will be one of a few in with an outside chance of the championship victory. There had to be a lot of factors contributing to this, but one of those was continuing with the season's good results. They lie in 7th place for now, leading the way in Class C. Steve, you're an outside favourite for the championship. How does that sound?
Well, it's always going to be in the second fiddle. You know, it's going to be a struggle from a championship point of view because it's based on overall results, no rain. But really enjoying it today too. Really good stages. I think we're 6th or something. Just got to keep it steady now and finish. That's the key thing, is get to finish.
A little birdie tells me you don't want rain today.
No, can't afford the tyres.
Craig Pennington and Wayne Priest settle in well. 8th place for now. Happy with the pace so far. They were getting into the groove and ready to make a push in the next loop of stages. You happy with progress out there?
Yeah, loving it. Fantastic. Steady first stage, second stage, absolutely on it. Loved it.
It's a day for a push, isn't it?
Just a lot.
It will be the rain dance once more for Nigel Mummery and Fiona Scarrett, hoping for some slippery conditions to slow down some of the two-wheel drive cars. For now, though, it will be 9th place for the Focus pairing. Podium last time out must be good for the confidence.
I know, but not today, it won't be, will it? Just pray for rain. Yeah, no, there's a lot of quick cars here today, and it's very quick out the back there.
Quick and tight.
Yeah, well, it's open, I struggle against the Escorts.
Yes. John Indry and Ian Jones join us this weekend, shaking down the Fiesta a little more. There will be no heroics this weekend, wanting to keep the car straight for a rally in a few weeks' time. They do, though, round out our top 10 for now.
Listen, I've never been here before, and this is a technical little track, as you said earlier, and I drove appallingly on the first stage. Much better on there. I think the guy that was 3rd, is it the guy that invented the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell? He, we were going round with him, so he was on the pace, so we'll see. I want to take it to the banks looking like this. That's my ambition. Cheers.
In some of the classes outside the top 10, it will be 2nd in Class C for Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes. They have a slightly slow start on stage 1, but were wide awake now and clawing back some of that time. Mike English and Andy Robinson will be lying 3rd in that class, a self-confessed better start than they had at the previous round. And now things were all going well as they lie in 13th overall. Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett, meanwhile, will be suffering with the brakes on the opening stage. The pad's not bedded in properly. Things did improve, though, on the 2nd stage. They lie 3rd in Class D. Mike Bayliss and Chris Sharp-Simkis would end the morning's first couple of stages with 4th place in Class D. Actually, on an identical time overall to Taylor up ahead. And rounding out the top of the Class D results with 5th in the class were Alan Oldfield and Steve McNulty. The Escort making a return to the stages after 3 years away, and things seemed to be working well. It was an easy start to the event for Dave Roberts and Dave Owen, putting them 4th in Class C. They picked the pace up in Stage 2, ready now for a big push in the rest of the day's stages. Stuart Ramby and Ian Bass make a good start, enjoying the stages in the perfect conditions. They round off the top of Class C with 5th place in the class and 21st on the overall leaderboard. The Class A battle was once again close right from the start. Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler taking the early advantage, but the times were once again nip and tuck. Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves would once again be lying 3 seconds back from Cunningham and chasing them down. 2nd in the class for the moment, they hit a tyre on the opening stage, knocking the confidence a bit. However, it wasn't going to slow that battle down. And that battle would have a third name in the mix, Ken Sturdy and Richard Wood holding third in the class, and on an identical overall time to Lawson after 2 stages. For Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark in the Mazda, it would be about a balance of speed and consistency. They needed a finish. It also needed to be a good one. They lead the way in Class B for now, but not by much. They would only have a 1-second lead over John Marshall and Carrie Bates. The MG pair close to the class lead and confident that they could increase their pace. Third in the class at this stage were Matt Wood and Peter Kettle. The gap a little bigger, but still only 11 seconds from Marshall ahead. And in fact, it would be close outside the podium in the class too, as Alex Kirk-Wiley and Chris Worrell take up 4th in Class B, just 3 seconds back from Wood. Tyrone Lawton and Adam Charlesworth would be the ones with the biggest gap in the top of the class, but that was still only 12 seconds, showing just how close this MSN Championship really is. With the podium fight in Class A raging on ahead, it will be Andrew and Rachel Foster lying in 4th place in the class for now, in 50th on the overall leaderboard. And it will be 56th on that leaderboard for Alex Mill and Ryan Watkins, 5th in Class A and 21 seconds back from Foster. So at the end of the first loop of stages, it's all looking good still for Ashley Field, but there were already plenty of battles going on throughout the results. The spectators are still out in force enjoying the action from the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship here at Cadwell Park. We'll be back next with more action from the penultimate round of this series. Well, we have one round of the inaugural 2016 Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship remaining after this one here at Cadwell. And to talk to me about how well this season has gone is Championship Coordinator Darren Spann. Darren, what a success.
Fantastic success, beyond our wildest dreams, I think, the amount of people we've got here, and just look at the crowds today, just watching this, it's fantastic.
Now, this is the second visit we've had here at Cadwell. The first one was a bit colder than this, but overall, we haven't had the weather that I would have expected from a winter championship, which has been kind to us.
It has been kind. I think we had the wind and the rain last year. This year it's gone so well. Anglesey, the last round was really dry, and here again today, it's Darien territory.
But of course, we would have taken whatever the weather would have thrown at us, and I don't think that would have affected things on the stage too much. And the battle has been fierce. We go to the next round, regardless of what happens here, with the championship still to be won. Yep,
the championship can only be lost here today. It can't be won here today. It's still going well, and I think again today it's all about the tyres.
And of course, we have to mention the tyres because it is sponsored by Michelin, and we have got some very good backers for this championship. That's been key, hasn't it?
Yeah, having the backers behind the championship has been immense, really. To have attracted Michelin in our first year is phenomenal, and be great to see them back again next year.
And amongst other sponsors who you can see on the website and at the end of the show, we have, of course, Motorsport News, the media partner here, as well as Special Stage, and we even had Jack Benyon taking a turn in Ashley Field's car as well.
Yeah, he was very lucky to get in the car with Ashley last time out and actually win the event at Anglesey, and Ashley's doing well again today with a different co-driver. I think he's currently 30 seconds up as we speak.
Now, you've been working hard behind the scenes on a whole host of features to go along with this championship, and one of the highlights for me this year was having Johnny Milner here for the last round at Cadwell, and that took a lot of working out, didn't it, getting people like that?
Yeah, to have attracted the big names. I mean, it's Johnny Milner's name in rallying is massive, and to have him here doing a round of the championship has been brilliant. But we mustn't forget the people like Steve Simpson that won the first round, Graham Coffey. We've even had Kevin Proctor out as well. There was some big names in rallying taken to this straight away.
And I'm no stranger to Graham Coffey, of course, having won a rally with him at Alton Park, the one that we had to open the season with. And we're back at Alton Park for the awards bash as well.
Yeah, on the 18th of June we got a different awards bash than what you would normally get from a rally championship. We've tried to keep it as different as the championship's been. We've got comedians on and live acts, and generally making it a proper night.
Bringing a bit of family entertainment to the awards do, just as you've brought to the championship. And we're going to be back next season. We'll be back, you'll be back, and we've got the same lineup of events.
Yep, same lineup of events. One change, but I can't tell you about that yet.
But he's smiling, so it's probably quite exciting. You might tell me after we've turned the microphone off.
Yeah, very much so. It's very exciting.
Well done for all your hard work. It's great to see so many people out here enjoying rallying, because single venue rallying in a lot of ways could be the future of this sport. It certainly needs to be embraced while we've got the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And although it isn't batting through a forest or batting through a military range, it's also somewhere where people that want to go and do that can learn it.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Darren Spann from Bolton Le Moors Motor Club, the organising club for this championship. Cheers.
Thank you.
On to the next loop of stages then, and there will be no change to the lead as Ashley Field and Janice Moore continue to lead the way, extending in fact that lead to 42 seconds. But they were lucky to be here with something breaking on the rear of the car. Luckily close to the end of the stage, but meaning that there will be drama heading into the service area at the halfway point of the rally.
You're going right. Let's go right. Where am I?
Something's broke.
Get it to the end?
Yeah.
You're burying those times, Ashley.
We are, but we've just broken something on the rear suspension, so something doesn't feel right coming out of that. So hopefully we can get it fixed in service and get back out.
Good luck with that.
Cheers.
For David and Alice Tierney, it would still be second, just not able to keep up with the Darien. The car not going any faster, though they wanted it to. They hit a chicane as well in this loop and lost a little time.
David, you're grinding this thing into the tarmac out there.
Crying into the tarmac, it won't go any faster. Went too fast last time, went in a chicane, hit chicane, had to reverse up. I've decided that I'm not going to try any harder, because I think I'll go slower.
Graham Bell and Russ Radford were still getting used to the switch from the Escort to the Proton, but clearly it was going well for now. Third place and just 12 seconds back from 10 at this stage.
It fits because it pretty much is a race car, but you're certainly driving those racing lines.
Yeah, it's still taking some getting used to compared to the Escort, but it's a nice bit of kit though. Nice bit of kit. Yeah.
Andy Fenwick and Chris Lawrence were still enjoying the Proton. The only issue was the tyres they were going through. They lie in fourth place for now, and as long as they don't run out of tyres, they will be making a push in the afternoon.
Still struggling for power out there?
No, to be honest, it's car's awesome. I think I'm matching the Millington times and the other Proton, so I'm really happy. Yeah, just running out of tyres.
Things were still going well for Peter Stevenson and Patrick Walsh. Nothing to report. The return of the Subaru going well too. They lie in fifth place going into the midpoint of the rally.
Peter, happy out there?
Yes, yeah, everything's going fine. Enjoying it, very good.
It around.
Yeah, no, it's enjoyable. Car's working well.
The plan for James Sharrock and Stuart Folds remained to get to the finish with a good set of points towards that championship campaign. They have a good couple of stages, ending the loop with sixth, happy with how things were going.
There's drama up ahead with Ashley Field having a bent rear end.
Oh really? I've not seen it. I know we're just trying to keep it tidy and get round. Put some decent times in. Everything's looking all right. Sun's shining.
It could be looking good, but certainly it looks all right anyway.
Yeah, it's good. I hope it's not serious, Ashley. No, it wouldn't be nice to be grading points that way. But
you like a fight.
You know, yeah, cool.
There's improvement for John Indry and Ian Jones. They move up the results into seventh place now. The test going well. Happy with the stages and the times being put in on them.
John, you're getting more in the flow out there.
Yeah, you're only talking to me because you're polite, aren't you, basically? Yeah, I think we're going to break into the top 8. Woohoo! But that is the first time we actually drove it all right. So I'd like to see that time. We went about 9 seconds quicker in a short stage, and we weren't that far behind last time, so fingers crossed. So
Go for top 6.
Whoa!
No change though in the Class C lead as Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings continue to lead the way there. They will be looking for a finish, of course, but there was always the desire to push, particularly with an outside shot at this championship.
Happy enough?
Yeah, not bad. I think we had a good start on the right tyres, but I think on the last two we're still on softs, need to go on a harder tyre really. I think we're just holding on to the lead in the class.
Yeah.
I think we're around 7th or something. But it's all about getting to the finish obviously, but you always have to try a little bit, don't you?
He's on the points.
Problems for Craig Pennington and Wayne Priest on stage 3. They break a shaft. Luckily, only a small amount of time lost and a good run on stage 4 would see them lying in 9th place.
Happy enough out there? It seems to be going well.
Yeah, a little bit of drama, stage 3, broke a shaft, dropped about 10, but stage 4, then happy days. Happy, really pushing.
And rounding out the top 10 now was Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes. They were getting into the rally now. The pace was good and they were remaining the top sunbeam on the event for now.
Certainly pushing hard out there now.
Yeah, really enjoying it into the swing and just trying to make sure on top sunbeam we're just enjoying it. It's even sunny today.
Taking a look at the classes outside the top 10, and it will be 11th overall and 3rd in Class C for Mike English and Andy Robinson. They do though clip a tyre knocked out by a previous car, but thankfully the damage was minimal. Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett will be trying hard, a little too hard in some cases. They take a cut that just didn't work, losing them some time as they slid straight on, but they were still on the pace and lying 3rd in Class D. And that would be a time they shared with Alan Oldfield and Steve McNulty. 4th place in the class and in the times overall, identical to Taylor ahead. And rounding out the top of that class with 5th place were Mike Bayliss and Chris Sharp-Simkis, 2 seconds back from the battle for the podium place, just up ahead. In Class C, it would be 4th place for Dave Roberts and Dave Owen, trying to keep a good balance between a push and a steady result for the championship. Of course, only one more round to go after this one. And it will be just less than 20 seconds now to Stuart Ramby and Ian Bass, who end this loop with 5th place in Class C. It's all change in the Class A fight now. The confidence returning for Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves, meaning they move up to take the class lead from Cunningham, the battle resuming. It would still be close though, with Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler lying in 2nd place now. The gap up to 6 seconds, which was big for this battle. No change in the class for Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark. They get to the midway point with the Class B lead still. They were still not pushing 100% though, knowing that a finish was what they needed at this point in the season. There's no change to 3rd in the Class A fight either, as Ken Sturdy and Richard Wood continue to hold that position, although the times were now breaking away from that two-way battle for the top spot up ahead. And the gap was getting a little bigger in Class B too. Now 16 seconds would stand between John Marshall and Carrie Bates, taking the lead of the class from Sheard. The gap to 3rd though was a little closer. Matt Wood and Peter Kettle lying just a single second back, with 3rd in the class and 34th overall. And they would be just a further 3 seconds ahead of Alex Kirk-Wiley and Chris Worrell, 4th in that class and 35th on the leaderboard. The gap to Tim Gray and Ant Randall in 5th place in the class was now almost 30 seconds. Still not too big to make a difference though, but getting less likely as the stages went on. And we see a little change in Class A. Alex Mill and Ryan Watkins stepping up from 5th to 4th place in the class now in that micro. And it would be just over half a minute back from the pair to Patrick and Thomas Homan, who end this loop with 5th place in the class for now. So as the crews here at Cadwell reach the midway point, there's drama at the top as Field keeps the lead and only just keeps his wheel. Those class battles also taking a shake-up in these stages.
Well, at the halfway point here at Cadwell Park for the penultimate round of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. As you can see behind me, there's frantic action in the service area. Drama as our rally leader by quite a margin came in after the last stage with a bent rear stub axle or something, which meant that wheel wasn't on like it should be. Will he get out in the afternoon? It's crucial for the championship that he does, but James Sharrock, of course, will be looking very carefully to see what happens here, because that means big things for his championship campaign as well.
On to the next few stages then, and the big story would be the loss of event leaders and championship leaders, of course, Ashley Field and Janice Moore. They pull over on stage 6 with a broken drive shaft, ending their event and putting the championship for Field in serious jeopardy.
Square right. And right again. Left and hairpin right. Go about your tip. Left one. Left 3. Right 4. 50 left. Entry chicane 1. Merge clear. All the way to the square, right.
So that means for David and Alice Tin it would now be the lead, but they wouldn't know it yet. Running ahead of Field on the road, they would reach the end of the loop thinking they were unable to do any more to take that victory.
Just a case of keeping it neat and tidy this afternoon then?
Just enjoying it, yeah, following it round, job's good one. I think Ashley's got it tied up unless he falls off. Enjoyed it, we've had a great day, another good round. Yeah, it's just a job.
For James Sharrock and Stuart Folds, it would be some good times that they put in. They end this loop in 3rd. The pressure of seeing Field pulled over would be on now for the championship, themselves needing a finish here, or they too would risk that title.
Obviously a poignant moment for the championship fight.
Yeah, it's not good to see really, but it's makes it interesting for Snetterton, doesn't it? As long as we can keep it going today, it keeps everything. Yeah, it certainly livens up first top 3 spots, doesn't it? It's just not a great way to go out, is it?
It's not. Pick your cliche though. It's down to the wire.
It certainly makes the championship really interesting now. Snetterton's going to be, as long as we can keep it together, Snetterton's going to be great.
Andy Fennick and Chris Lawrence were not in the championship or event victory fight, meaning they could relax a little more and enjoy the stages. 3rd place for the pair, and with some new tyres to shred on that car.
Still going?
Yeah, really enjoying it, yeah, car's great. Found some harder tyres and destroying these ones, so no, loving it, yeah, really good.
For Graham Bell and Russ Radford, this loop would see them end the stages in 4th. Things were going well with no problems to report. It would all just be about seat time now.
Could be a good day to be a Proton driver.
It could be, I think, yeah. I think Mr. Tin has inherited the lead now, seeing as Mr. Fields pulled up on the bottom pit straight.
Everything good in here?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
And for John Indry and Ian Jones, things were going well too. Up to 5th place now, the time's looking good. Seeing his old Darien sparring partner parked up in the stage was enough of a sign of places gained for the now 4-wheel drive Indry.
Is in the top 5.
Finish first! First you must finish, Ashley! Oh, sorry. Poor bastard, I don't know, he's just parked up. He's got the OK board. Dad Janice had the OK board, so they're all right, but too much power, really. They maybe should think about banning those Darians. I don't know, is that controversial?
Craig Pennington and Wayne Priest gained back some time after this morning's broken drive shaft, ending this loop with 6th place, 15 seconds off the pace of Indry up ahead in the Fiesta.
All good?
Very good. On a charge.
Yeah,
as usual, but we're actually getting somewhere this time.
Yeah, you're throwing it around.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes continue to have lots of fun. A slow puncture on the stage would lose them some time, but thankfully it didn't go down fully. They managed to end the stage with 7th overall.
Still throwing this thing around?
Yeah, having lots of fun, particularly on the tight and twisty bit down in the middle there. So yeah, had a slow puncture on the last stage, but it didn't cause too much of a problem, so having fun.
A few problems for Peter Stevenson and Patrick Walsh in this loop, with the driving, not the car. A few stalls on the tighter sections of the stage would lose them some time and drop them to 8th position.
Anything to report, Peter?
Back to basics, I'm afraid. The last 2 stages I've done very poor on. I've had a few problems with handbrake on the turns and stall it, so lost a bit of time there, about a minute I think. So off the next 2 stages now.
Frustratingly for Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings, it will be a similar issue, needing to 3-point turn the car in some of the tighter hairpins, losing enough time to drop them down to second in the class now.
Your mind, is it wandering towards championship things?
Well, to be fair, it was a bit of a moan and rant at the last stage. The hairpins are that tight, we've had to do 3-point turns to get around them, so we've lost about 20 seconds. That stage was really, really good, so none of those hairpins again, so brilliant. But yeah, just saw Ashley out as well, so let's get it to the finish, guys.
And rounding out our top 10 were Mike English and Andy Robinson. They were pushing the car and themselves hard. The times were looking good as a result.
Any stories to report?
No, we're just really trying hard at the moment, so we're leaning on the door handles and it's great fun. So had a good couple of stages, making up time on the fourth stage when we bent the steering, so it's going well.
No problems though for Mike Bayliss and Chris Sharp-Simkis. They lie second in Class D now and having a clean run with nothing to report from 11th place overall. There's change in Class D to third place at least now, as we see Andy Bird and Plug Pullin step up to take that position, the pace increasing as the day goes on. Dave Roberts and Dave Owen end the loop with fourth in Class C. They do clip a chicane in these stages, but thankfully things were all okay. And they would have a 29-second lead over fifth place in the class, Andy Graham and Rob McHenry, enjoying the stages in the Escort rather than their more usual Subaru. There's no change to the lead in Class A though. Justin Lawson and Paul Hargreaves continue to lead the way there. The gap still 6 seconds in the class to Cunningham, but they will be separated by a few places on the overall results. John McDowell and Robert Pattison would lie just behind Lawson, in fact on the same overall time. The pair returning to the stages after damaging the wheel and losing some time this morning. And for Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett, it would be problems, but thankfully nothing they couldn't handle. An anti-roll bar braking in this loop, but the problem was all fixed, now ready for a big push on the last 2 stages of the day. As we've heard though, the times were still close in the Class A fight. Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler still keeping Lawson honest and within their sights, but they were giving it all they could at this stage in the event by their own admission. A small leak on the exhaust was the only issue for Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark at this stage. They continue to lead the way in Class B and plan to just get to the finish, and it was working. Sadly for John Marshall and Carrie Bates, there was nothing they could do to chase down Sheard for the class lead. They have to settle for second place for now, but that was still going to be a good finish if they could keep it there. Third place in Class B now for Matt Wood and Peter Kettle will be where they end this loop. 10 seconds between them and Marshall at this stage in the rally. And it would still be only another 4 seconds back to Alex Kirk-Wiley and Chris Worrell. Times in Class B certainly close this weekend. More frustration this time for Tim Gray and Ant Randall. They just couldn't find the pace. The times a little higher, but they do end the loop with 5th place in the class with just 2 stages to go. A few changes in Class A as well, as we see Alex Mill and Ryan Watkins lying 3rd in the class going into the final loop of the day. While for Andrew and Richard Chandler it will be 4th, over a minute back from Mill at this stage. And it's the same story with 5th place in the class. A minute of a difference back to William Saunders and Alan Kirkham in that class position. So with just 2 more stages remaining, the results and indeed the championship odds are all change.
As the cars make their way out for the final loop here at Cadwell Park, 2 stages remain, and there's a notable car missing, of course. The Darien of Ashley Field not making it out for the final 2 stages here. That is poignant for the championship battle.
Onto the final leaderboard then, and a bit of a shake-up in Class A means that it's a 5th place finishing class for Kay Thompson and John Goff in the Micra. David Mayers and Paul Hudson end the event with 5th place in Class B. The Polo crew some way off the rest of the class though. Andrew and Richard Chandler end the event with 4th place in Class A. An up and down day, ending with a decent finish in the class. And taking the final step on the podium in that class were Alex Mill and Ryan Watkins, a well-deserved 3rd in Class A. There's change too in Class C as William Pollock and Phil Pickard sneak into 5th place in the class in these final stages of the rally. Tim Gray and Ant Randall in the Puma make a move up the results in Class B to take 4th place in the class at the end of the rally. And it's a good result for that well-known green and white Corsa of Matt Wood and Peter Kettle in Class B, as they end the day with 3rd in the class and 27th overall. Frustratingly, there will be no class win for John Marshall and Carrie Bates despite battling hard all day. But that does mean it's the Class B victory for Paul Sheard and Steve Hallmark. A calculated drive to the finish was the plan, and that was exactly what happened. A great set of points to add to the championship in these closing rounds.
Paul, Steve, you worked hard for this. You were aiming for this from the start of the day.
Yeah, I thought mid-20s and a class win would be good. I thought the class might be easier than it was. The MG pushed us all the way, to be fair. We went conservative on tyres, being a cheapskate and not wanting to buy any more. And the soft ones don't seem to work with this little car. So we're a bit compromised there on pace, but no, absolutely over the moon we finished and enjoyed it. And Steve's been fantastic for me, so a real good day.
Steve, he was just saying we need to stand in front of the time marks, but it's been an eventful day. There are quite a few of them.
It always is when it's with Paul. It's always entertaining. Yeah, no, it's been good. He's held his nerve. It's been a close battle all day. Held his nerve and kept his calm, and yeah, it's paid dividends.
And we go to the final round with a good story for the class, of course.
Yeah, it'd be good to go to Snetterton. It does clash with some circuit racing, unfortunately. I should be at Pembrey in South Wales, but that's always a good excuse not to go to South Wales. So yeah, been to Snetterton. Been to Snetterton 3 times in the last 4 weeks with circuit stuff. Not that I'm familiar with the circuit, so yeah, looking forward to it, yeah. Just need to finish there.
I think he's regretting.
More frustration and drama for Joe Cunningham and Mark Fowler. The Class A battle wasn't going to go their way this time once again. They do, however, get a finish, but have to settle for 2nd place after a ferocious battle all day. And that battle close once again was with this man, Justin Lawson, with Paul Hargreaves alongside, making it another victory to add to the tally. And the advantage at the finish was just 2 seconds. A fight to the finish, which was exactly what both crews had wanted.
Justin, Paul, there's been good and bad luck on both sides, but today it was a straight fight and it really did go down to the final few stages, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're absolutely delighted. It was great to see both Joe and I get to the finish for a start, and we always knew that if that was going to happen, it was going to be a titanic battle. He sort of started really quick. We got the jump on us pretty early, but we were clawing him back throughout the morning, and we've managed to hold the lead right through to the end to quite a tight margin. But yeah, we're chuffed to bits.
Paul, you were all working so hard. Before those final 2 stages, we had an interview and you were sweaty, Joe was sweaty, and Joe was actually exclaiming that he didn't know what he had to do. He just couldn't get any closer, he was pushing.
Well, yeah, same here, we were pushing really hard. I mean, losing wing mirrors, taking tyres out, clipping barriers. It's been hard all day, and he's really pushed. Some of the best driving I've seen him doing, you know, it's really good.
Well, this is how championships should be won or lost, depending on how it goes. This is how the fight should go, and we've got one more round for it all to come to a head.
Absolutely, I totally agree. You know, it makes it exciting for everybody, to be honest with you. And entries will be up definitely on the last round. We best get our entry in.
Yes.
But
don't lose it on that.
No, but no, like I say, absolutely delighted. Can't wait for the next round. Hopefully the rain stays off and we can have a fair fight to the end.
Let's have both of you to the finish of that one as well. I can't wait. Good luck, well done.
Yeah, cheers, thank you. Thanks, Paul.
For John McDowell and Robert Pattison, it will be 5th place in Class D. The pair ending the rally with 19th place on the leaderboard too. Mike Taylor and Martin Haggett miss out on the result they would have wanted with a few small problems and mistakes all day, and keep the outside chance of that championship title alive too. Dave Roberts and Dave Owen end the rally with 4th place in Class C. A good finish for the pair as they end the rally with 15th overall in the process. And the increased pace in the afternoon paid off for Andy Bird and Plug Pullin. They reached the finish with 14th place overall and 3rd in Class D. Second in that class and finishing just outside the top 10 were Mike Bayliss and Chris Sharp-Simkis. Second in Class D and 11th overall for the BMW pair. No change though for Mike English and Andy Robinson. They continue to round out the top 10. They drive the door handles off the car, I think it's fair to say, in the afternoon stages and set some encouraging times. It wouldn't be victory in Class C for Steve Quigley and Tom Hutchings no matter how hard they tried. Second in the class would have to do for the pair, but in terms of the championship, the finish would be just what they needed, along of course with those points. No more problems for Peter Stevenson and Patrick Walsh, meaning they get to the finish with 8th place. The return of that Subaru going well. Fantastic to see it out on the stages, proving it still had what was needed for a good result. Stuart Gilks and Michael Boynes have a great weekend. They get their wish of being the highest placed Sunbeam, and there were plenty out. They also managed to take the Class C victory this weekend. And their comeback from the earlier problems in the day means that Craig Pennington and Wayne Priest were pretty happy with their result. They didn't manage to improve too much though, 6th place for the pair. Happy with their performance though overall today on the stages. Another crew happy with their performance were John Indry and Ian Jones. 5th place overall by the finish and just managing to sneak in a fastest time on the stages too. It was a great weekend as well for Graham Bell and Russ Radford. They get more used to that Proton with the seat time and end the event with 4th place, just a minute back from the pace of the rally winners. For Andy Fennick and Chris Lawrence, things went as well as they were expecting. The power disadvantage in the 2-litre car not proving too much of an issue this weekend. James Sharrock and Stuart Folds capitalised on the loss of field this weekend with a 2nd place finish to top up their points. They kept their nerve this weekend, but now the pressure was on for the final round. The tables were turned, and it was now Sharrock's to lose at Snetterton. But for this weekend, at least, it will be victory for David and Alice Tin. A win on their home event is always a good one, and this weekend was no exception. So with the penultimate round complete, here's a look at the final results before we speak to our rally winners here at Cadwell.
David, Alice, perfect day for you, really.
Well, yeah, once poor old Ashley had fallen off and broken his drive shaft, unfortunately, just for him, we've been able to cruise to the finish, really. Over the moon to do the double here. That's 2 events here on the trot we've won. And no, just over the moon, really, to defend the Cadwell crown, so to speak. And that's the 3rd Motorsport News Championship round we've won, so I'm happy with that.
So Alice, that's the 2nd Cadwell event, 3rd Motorsport News event. Can we expect a full season from you next season?
No, because I'm in Australia next season, so this is the last one for now.
Right. So you're not coming back out without her?
May be out this year if we get one in before September, but after that, I'm going to try and get my other daughter to come in the car, but I don't think we'll do that.
Right. She'll answer some questions though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she likes to talk.
More than me.
Well done, guys. Great result.
Thanks very much.
James Stewart, this is a result that makes things very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible luck for Ashley getting out the way he has and straight up pace. We can't really touch him, but you know, that's rallying. We had a DNF at Croft, and now he's got one back. So yeah, it was interesting into Snetterton.
At the beginning of the day, James, you said this really was Ashley's to lose, especially if he took victory here. It's no longer his to lose. You go to the final round with a shout at this championship.
Certainly, it's I regret saying that now, the way it's turned out, but it is, and it's certainly down to the wire now. It's going to make everybody's Snetterton's a little bit different now. There's pressure on everybody, whereas before it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. So yeah, for the championship, it's very interesting.
And we can expect a full charge. I would expect everyone's going to be preparing and double checking everything on the car.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking event. Yeah, everyone will be full on.
Stuart, for this championship in its first year, to go down to the wire with such a battle, as you say, it's almost been forced a little from what's happened today, but it's good for the championship.
You know, it's been great entries all year. The quality of competition at the front's been fantastic. It's really good. It's great for rallying, and long may it continue.
It is great for rallying, and this battle that we're going to see unfold at the next round is good for us as well. Cheers.
Certainly is. Thanks.
Cheers.
Our second and final trip to Cadwell Park this season is complete, and what a dramatic finish to the penultimate round. Next up, we're in Norfolk to Snetterton to the final round, the conclusion of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship, and what a conclusion it promises to be. Titles to be sewn up, to be decided right through the field. We can't wait. We'll see you there.
Five right plus in and 6 right continues over 10.